What you're looking at is probably one of the biggest fails, not just from Apple, but probably every fanboy out there who doesn't understand basic math, or just is plainly stupid, or in complete and utter fucking denial. First of all, as far as the Apple event goes, everything was fine, and we got yet another fucking iPad Air. Whoop de doo. Yet another fucking iPad. What the fuck? And it just serves no logical purpose whatsoever. But the fanboys will go crazy over it because they're dumb. In fact, so will the general public because they're stupid. This one, the iPad Air, when we already had the mini and the normal iPad, we now need an Air version out there that's in a completely different shape and just does everything else that the previous ones does. You know what most everybody who switched to Android, the biggest complaint with Apple is? And it's a pretty standard complaint. And I'm going to get back to this picture, don't worry. I mean, it's pretty justifiable complaint. The complaint is simple. They want to be able to add more memory to their storage. You know, the ability to put SD cards in and allow more memory. Because mostly you can just only go up to 64 gigs, which isn't a lot of fucking memory for these handhelds. And giving that all these apps are going well beyond into the 13 gigs, 32 gigs now, and some apps are really going up into the close to the 30 gigs apps, just taking up a whole. And if you get a 16 gig model and you download a 30 gig app, it's just not going to work. It can't work, and you can beat that thing all you want. Math wins. Your stupidity loses. I've watched over and over as Apple has declined the product lines and yet sold more because everybody right now in the technical world is an idiot in every astounding words, and this is the pinnacle. The picture that you see is the pinnacle of their stupidity and how stupid they are. They are going to cram all over and do everything they can to get the Mac Pro. I mean, it's going to sell out. People are going to say, yes, yes, I gotta pull my pants down. Shove that cock into me. Harder, Apple, harder. And that is just the way it is. They're just going to collectively bend over, throw their money, and allow Apple to rape them in the public. Just like that. What am I talking about? The specs in the Mac Pro are pretty good. And yes, I've noticed that they're using GDDR5 memory, the same RAM that's in the fucking PlayStation 4. That is good. I like that. That is sweet. It's beyond good, except that you really can't do anything with the RAM. I'm already hearing people like, wow, this is the greatest device. It is just wonderful. Except for one little problem. What I circled and what my arrows are pointing at. The hard drive space? Let me give you a little refresher here. It's a flash-based hard drive. It's basically the same flash hard drive that's in the Wii U. The Wii U's at 32 gigs for a good reason with the flash drive, which I never agreed with. And you can recheck all my videos. Yes, I don't hate the Wii U, but I wished for a removable hard drive from Nintendo. And Nintendo sales are hurting mainly because of this. This flash hard drive that they're using has a hard problem when you go past 100 gigs. and it tends to clusterfuck. And Apple's got 250 gigs of hard drive space. At least put a 500 in there. I mean, the Xbox One for a non-removable hard drive and the glorious piece of shit that thing is, at least gives you 500 gigs. It's a spectacular failure, the Xbox One. I mean, let's give it. Microsoft's Xbox One is a complete failure, mainly because the external hard drives are not going to be supported until sometime next year. So you're going to have to really be careful what you download. And you're going to be doing the same with Apple. Saying how great it is, you got to get those external hard drives plugged in. And if any of you dumbasses are out there saying, well, hard drive space is not too bad, but my Wii U's a piece of shit because I got to get hard drives for it, fuck you. You've contradicted yourself and you're a fucking idiot. Because now Apple is doing the exact same thing, and other computer companies that are making these PCs are doing the same thing because they're all brain dead fucking stupid and think this is the future. But fuck your customers. Get them bent over as fast as you can and start fucking screwing them as hard as you can. And the customers, they gotta get screwed hard. And they gotta make sure it gets real deep in there. You dumb fucks have fucked yourself into a fucking corner that you got a goddamn beast of a machine with an inadequate hard drive and enough space in there that won't even hold a fucking shit marine on that thing. It is pathetic that that thing holds such little hard drive space. I mean, flash drives, one thing, but 250 gigs of memory? That's not enough. That is clearly not enough. You know why they did it? Because Valve Steam on Macs doesn't allow you to transfer games off the main hard drive. So you got to use the main hard drive all the way through. Yeah, I'm well aware in the PC version they'll let you do it. But now, with their new Steam OS coming out, and be able to custom build your own Steam machine, that's going to hurt Apple. And yeah, Microsoft is just equally fucked since their Windows fucking is a spectacular piece of shit. It's a spectacular piece of shit. And yeah, the new Maverick OS 10 is great. It's basically the previous Mac OS 10 with just a few more apps added on. Whoop-de-doo. It's not a horrible fucking upgrade. I can astound to that. Apple has a really good desktop, but their hardware is slipping and they're starting to degrade, and their fans are getting more fanatic for this piece of shit hardware when they even when they clearly know they're getting butt fucked in the ass on this shit, they clearly just pull their pants down and shove the dildo as fucking far as they can, and then let the shotgun go in, and then bam, their brains are out their heads because they love that. They just love dying in the most stupidest, fucking dumbass way humanly possible. And just think of this: when you run out of hard drive space in a matter of only like maybe 3 or 4 months because you have 250 gigs, or your fucking hard drive fails and you have to replace the whole fucking computer because that's what happens with these flash hard drives. Just remember, you love getting fucked by Apple, and you got to get fucked even harder by them because these machines are inadequate in the hard drive sector. They are completely inadequate. The specs are great. I have nothing against the graphics card and the CPU and the RAM, but the hard drives, they are just going to drill you as hard as they can, and you're going to love it. You're going to spend your cash, and it just surprises me how stupid you people have become. This is pathetic. And as I stated, yes, I know Steam for Windows, you can transfer the hard drives between other hard drives, but you can't do it on the Mac version. So when you fill up your Steam library and you run out of hard drive space, you're fucked. Just you're fucked. That's the end of it. You're done. You can't go any further. You're just gonna have to either delete Steam or just run around with the baseball bat screaming why you're such a fucking idiot. Or just because we all know that when you start, seeing that you run out of hard drive space, you're just going to blame Valve. You're never going to blame Apple. Apple didn't make these hardware decisions. Valve suddenly just came in and made these hardware decisions for you because, it can't be fucking Apple's fault that they made an inadequate hard drive with inadequate space with a machine that's way souped up for a hard drive that's just completely inadequate. For computers nowadays, you at least need 1 or 2 terabytes for a fucking PC computer, especially a high end one with the specs that the Mac Pro is carrying. And if you're going to only put 250, you've already failed. You have failed in the PC market. You have failed in any kind of fucking market. You are not selling. And if you make it a fucking flash drive, that when the flash drive fails, you got to replace the entire fucking computer, you not only failed, you've completely epically failed. And if you do actually keep replacing that computer and constantly agreeing that Apple is somehow shitting out gold, even though the computer stopped working and can't do any more work because you ran out of hard drive space or your hard drive failed, which takes down your entire fucking computer because your motherboard will be fried as well. You have ripped the space time continuum, failed. You have destroyed reality, failed. Because you are in complete and utter denial that you will blame everyone else but Apple. And it will just be pathetic. This is going to be an epic train wreck in every fucking ounce of the word, and I've already can see it coming. Hell, I've already seen how the Xbox is going to fail, and it will fail. But this is worse. This is just bad engineering at its finest. You do not create a super fucking computer and then put an unremovable fucking flash hard drive welded into your motherboard and only give it a small fucking memory. You cannot have that. Is a complete waste of a fucking computer. It is unusable by any fucking professional out there. It will not work. It will fail constantly. It is, even by any professional standards, it is not usable at all. It will work only for maybe a couple of years, but after that, it will constantly fail. The thing will fucking be unworkable, and even for a professional user, they just can't use the machine. And if they constantly blame other companies for their failure of the Mac Pros, other than the people who designed that worthless piece of shit, which was Apple, you don't deserve to be on the internet or even on computers ever again. You are a pathetic human being. This is a disaster. I loved Apple back in the day when they were making good machines, but this is just an epic fail and just a complete disaster. And I have no words. And I find the people that are loving this machine and not knowing how inadequate it is as a PC or even as a personal computer or even as a power computer, and it is inadequate. You are a pathetic group of people. You are just pathetic and worthless and stupid. You're just fucking tricking yourself into thinking that this machine can somehow shit out an incredible bouts of magic. It will fail, and it is going to fail no matter what you do. It's just not worth it. See ya. Get a fucking bigger hard drive, Apple. Oh yeah, to add more salt on the insults, just to let you know, uh, all the other devices, the iMac, the MacBook, and the MacBook Pro, all have more hard drive space than this piece of shit does. Yeah, ain't that sad?